That's right, that's right. That's right, guys. This is Jason with JWClassicVW. We're back in the garage working on that EFI turbo build. 300 plus horsepower is our goal, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get it. Why is the wiring harness, why is the Haltech Elite wiring harness out of the car right now? Didn't we just get that sucker in there? Yeah, we did, but as you're doing things, making changes, it's easier sometimes just to take it out of the car and take it up to the apartment and work on it up there because, air conditioning is fantastic. The weather is getting cooler, so we're going to have a lot more content coming out, which is good for everybody. Get down here, work on the car, and show you guys what is up. So what are we doing today? What are we talking about today with the Haltech Elite 1500? Well, we're going to be talking about some O2 sensors, not one O2 sensor, not two, not three, but four. We're probably going to be doing four separate O2 sensors, guys, because on this header system, the turbo header system, which I'm going to show you after the intro, we have four different bung locations where we can do that. And it's pretty cool how the Haltech Elite works and how you can set up those O2 sensors. Plus, I want to kind of show you guys what else I did. After the intro, guys, get into that content. See you in a second. Okay, so I'm going to show you the header system real quick, and it's just a CB Performance makes this header system for turbos, like the hideaway one that goes up underneath your apron. Well, that's the kind we use for this turbo system, so let's go take a look real quick, okay, guys? All right. I got everything set up on the bench here in the way that it was set up for the actual thumbnail for the video, guys. But you can see that on this CB Performance header system, there's my turbo, turbo, that we have four bungs welded in for the O2 sensors. And I've also thought about doing the EGT sensors, the exhaust gas temp coming out the exhaust here. Because all those inputs help the engine, or actually the ECU for the engine, the Haltech ECU, determine how to best burn fuel and give you power. And all those sensors help out. And that's why I'm thinking about, right now you can see I got two of the ports closed off, thinking about just running the four sensors, which I probably will end up doing, guys. It's about $500 to get another one of these Haltech sets right here that have the WB2 set up. And this is what I mean with WB2. Right here. And it has two O2 sensors on it. WB2. They have a WB1 too if you want to run one individual sensor. And you can run up to like an O2 sensor on each bank on like a V8 if you went with like the Haltech 2500 or the 2500 series. But let me go ahead and break this out of the box real quick and show you guys what's going on and what I did and what I changed. And yeah, I added a couple more relays. So get you set up in the tripod. Be back in a second, guys. All right, super cool elevated view. All right, guys, as you can see, I've got quite a few things that changed here. There was a piece of heat shrink in this position, but if you guys have followed my social media, you've seen that I've actually used something different now. This is a Testa tape. Testa tape has been used by other manufacturers for doing wiring harness type work, and it's used for the interior of the vehicle. So anywhere that you're running, that's not going to have any problems with weather because this stuff isn't really weatherproof, but it works great. It's a lot like medical tape, the type of tape that you get in a first aid kit. And let's see, Tesla, can you guys see that? Check out the description below, guys, if you're interested in checking that out, see if it works for your application. But let me bring you down a little bit closer in this area and show you exactly what happened with the relay box here, because I added a couple relays, and I want to show you guys kind of like what I had to do for that. Okay, so here's the relay box, guys. And these relays come in the actual Haltech kit. These ones are already pre-populated. These ones are all blank, so like none of these pins are in here. And then you have to add these fuses. Plus you got to add some powers and stuff too. And I'll kind of show you that right here. We got to re-terminate some stuff on the powers in my little power distribution block, the PDU box inside there. In my setup, I'll show you in a minute when I re-terminate these. But these two relays have to be added. These ones are for fuel injection, fuel pump, ignition, and then starting the car. So you have these ones already there. And then I added these two. This is going to be for a fan relay. So like, one fan relay, which is going to be for the oil cooler. And then this one right here is going to be for if I add fans on my intercooler, which I might end up doing. I'm not sure yet. We'll kind of have to see how temperatures are when it comes to intake manifold temps after, the air gets pushed through that intercooler, kind of see how they drop and stuff. So we might be adding a pusher fan to help pull air across. And it's going to be kind of cool because it's going to pull air across or pull air through the intercooler, and then it'll get sucked into the actual big fan, my big Porsche fan on the front side there. So yeah, that should work out great. But let me kind of back you guys out a little bit so you can see the wiring harness. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are looking at the wiring harness and it's like, that's my worst enemy, Jay. But it's not as bad as you guys think. You know, wouldn't you buy like a system like this or a setup like this? Haltech puts a lot of thought and effort into getting you guys prepared when it comes to pinouts and how everything works on this and where sensors would be with whatever you're going to use. And see, I kind of like added some stuff in. I had to de-pin some things and pin some sensors back in for the two-step. And then I wanted to add back in like this one over here. It's that's the temperature sensor on the back side. Yeah. Where's the clutch? There it is. The clutch switch. Because that's part of what you want to have right there, that brake or clutch switch. And we're going to have a switch also added in for the two-step. And you can assign what they are inside the Haltech ECU. And we're going to go over that later on, guys, but that's a little ways down the road. But here's the fan over here that we added in. And I kind of like wrote down what colors it is that I pinned into that location on the ECU. But yeah. And Haltech has like a bazillion videos to help you out, which they have a whole series. And I'll link that series down below, guys, that kind of walk through them wiring one of these things up in a car. It's not a Volkswagen, but you get the idea when you're going through it. Some things do change. So this tested tape works out really good because on all of these connections or these break-offs of the wiring harness, I didn't like the heat shrink that was here. Because once you heat shrink it down, you're left with is, if you ever need to de-pin or re-pin something, you're going to have to cut that heat shrink anyway. The tested tape makes that quite a bit easier. And yeah, all of this right here had to be separated, and this is where I added in the wires for the two-step and the clutch. And then like this is your power steering pump, my fuel pressure sensors up there. And I put the sheathing over here to make it look pretty. And then for routing, you'll probably never see this. Well, you're not going to see it. But it's going to be going through the heater channel in Goose and then up to the front side. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a second inside of Goose when we start putting this back in there. But we're going to have our standard transition right here. I'm going to go ahead and get some Super 88 black tape that is weatherproof. Go over top of this area here, but then I'm going to be running the high heat type of wire loom or wire harness type cover that'll protect the wire harness leads that are going into the back engine compartment. Anywhere near heat or exhaust or the elements, I kind of wanted to make sure that that stuff was super safe. And this stuff is awesome. Check out the description below if you guys are interested in seeing what this is all about. Let's go ahead and take a look at the WB2 now. So what you have is a cam system. The cam system is just a way for, you know, peripherals or external sensors to be read through the ECU, and it actually, you can wire into the ECU or you're able to wire into the wire harness. There's a couple modifications you have to make to be able to get this thing to work right. But what you end up with is this is your cam bus, or the new design of a cam bus, and I can run this into here. This is Amphenol connectors. And I can mount this in the backside. This is weatherproof. In the backside of the car somewhere. And then I have my two O2 sensors that'll come right up off of this into the back of the exhaust manifold. And what I can do is if I want to add the other two in there, all I'm doing is doing a little loop. There'll be a little interconnect on this CAN bus system here that'll go right to the next one. And then you can kind of keep looping these together and then add sensors. There's other sensors you can add too into the CAN bus system when it comes to like a heads-up display and stuff. So it's all really user-friendly. That's one of the reasons why I like the Haltech. You know, they just kind of make it so that's easier for the installer. These are the Bosch wideband O2 sensors that we'll be installing into the exhaust system. And you can see I'll probably end up de-pinning these and shortening the length on them because these cables right here are probably a little bit too long. But it's super easy at these Amphenol connectors just to go ahead and de-pin them and then re-terminate them. We'll see. We'll see how long it's going to be and if it's something I have to work with. Let's get back into Goose, set this all up, and kind of get it configured, and I will show you guys that once we get back. So guys, before we jump into Goose and show you all this stuff going back in there, wired harness-wise. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate all your support. We're almost at 5K. I think we got like 30 more subscribers to go, and we'll be at 5K, and that's awesome. That's because of you guys, and I do appreciate you. So like, share, subscribe, enable notifications so you can get this content when it comes out, whenever that is, because we don't have a schedule. Now, back to the video, guys. Fun times, guys. Fun times. So if you're just joining this show in progress, you're gonna see that some stuff has been changed here. Like, what does this battery hold? Well, I added some little brackets here, some little L brackets to be able to hold the ECU. The ECU being right up here. So this is the Haltech ECU, guys. And this bracket lets me just kind of set it up here. I got a couple screws that hold it in place, which is really a trick. I like that a lot. Turned out well. That's why things are taking so much time on this build, because, you know, I want it to be pretty cool. So we got to start routing stuff back through the hole I had cut, the 2-inch hole, to allow the harness to go through there, and that's also the size needed for the grommet. If this gets time-lapsed, it's because I didn't want to waste your guys' time too much with all the funsy stuff.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
So this is the PDU, or the power displacement unit, that I installed. I have a, I think it's a 2-watt welding wire, or Cobra wire, however we're gonna call it. Comes over to a 60 or 80 amp like triple breaker on the back side here. I can apply power or not apply power whenever I want to, and it comes down to here, and then I can break out power to the ECU, and this is for all the relays, and also the grounds in here. We got a ground bus right here. It's ground to chassis ground, so a chassis ground bus, and then these are all positives. So we got to pull off our Tessa tape and get to work on breaking these bad boys out.
You and me, we're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
this is our wire going up through here. So to come up through the bottom and see this hole right here, I'm gonna open this up a little bit, add a grommet, and then route it through the tunnel up into the front area where all the gauges are and sensors and jazz and all that greatness. But that is happening at a later time, not tonight. I'm done for tonight. This is pretty much what I wanted to get accomplished, so very good. We'll be back later to continue filming and then show you guys what's going on after that. This, I believe, I want to route underneath all this jazz down here, so yeah. And this battery hold has one just like the other side too. One of these, one of those bad boys, which will help protect the ECU just in case, I don't know, I leave it open and something were to fall here. It protects the ECU, so that's kind of cool. It's wasn't really planned that way, but it works out that way. Awesome. Gives you guys a little bit of down low. I'll show you what's going on. Yep, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. I do like how it's turning out. All right, guys, we are up underneath the hood, looking at some stuff, and you guys see this tube over here in the corner? That's your heat tube, that kind of like for your defrost and stuff. My plan is to get up underneath here as tight as possible and kind of put a hole in this back side right there, and then that's where the wire's gonna come up through and out right here. It's gonna be one of those little holes that you could fill with a grommet later if you wanted to, or a little plug if you ever ended up running heat back through here again, which I don't ever plan on doing that, but I guess you never know. But that is going to be our path for the wires coming up through. So it's going to be probably a good half-inch hole. Yeah. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll be back in a second and show you what I got, guys. Tight fit. Well, shit. That's no good. Well, guys, that definitely got out of control and jacked some stuff up. Oh. I don't know how much these tubes cost, but yeah, that hole is supersized now. Dang it. Yeah. Well, like I told you, I'm not planning on using the heat anytime soon, but I don't know if I can kind of get that back together some, or form that, or reshape that, or if, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, baby, look at that, guys. And it was fighting me, this fish tape, trying to get it through there. The trick was adding this little piece of string to the end, so then when I got it up far enough in the channel, I just pulled it back until I could see the string. And I got this cool little, like LED with a light on the end of it type flashlight deal for going up inside there. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I used that to see if I was even close, and then once I got it there, I was good to go. So now I'm gonna pull through our wire to see if our length is good to go, and if it's good to go, then I can pretty much pull it back through, and we gotta wait. Well, I don't know, maybe I can terminate the rest of this wiring harness inside the cab of the car, but you guys know how I feel about being in the air conditioning when it comes to working on electrical stuff, and that's probably what I'll do. Be back in a second, guys, with a follow-up after I pull this bad boy through and show you what our length is. Finished the completion of the braking of my heat defrost hose. There we go, guys, all coiled up, good to go. Well, guys, that is going to do it for tonight. We did get quite a bit done. We got the Haltech 1500 installed. We got the cables pulled up through the front, figured out the length on that, jacked up my defrost hose. So, yeah. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Have a good weekend over here, getting stuff done. Hope you are too. Appreciate you. Appreciate all my subscribers. We're getting close to that 5K. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys and all your support. Until next time, guys, it's Jason with JWClassicVW. And don't forget, Goose. See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.